All right, guys. So, past few months, we've been having trouble with our Kia Sorento burning oil pretty bad. At first, we thought it was just a, I say just, but at first we thought it was a blown head gasket. And I've done some research. People say PCV valve can be bad. They're supposed to be changed every 60 or 80,000 miles. People say, and it says in the manual. I'm gonna look in a minute and see. That way I can show you guys if it does say that. Ours has 145-ish thousand on it, and we've had it since 67,000, I think. So it's well past time for one. I don't know if the people before us changed it or did or didn't or whatever, but it's definitely past time for one if it says 60 or 80,000. So anyway, I figured I'd bring y'all along and show y'all how to change it as well. All right, so under here, everything that I've seen says we pop this off, and that's just pop tabs. Just pulls over out of the way. Excuse the mess, I've spilled a ton of oil on it, and it looks like that's it right there. Just simple. I'm gonna go grab a pair of pliers and a wrench that'll fit that, and I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back over here. So, PCV valve. Now, you can use a wrench or a deep well socket. I chose to go with a deep well socket, and this is a 13/16. So that way you guys don't have to go hunting and figure out what size it is, and a pair of pliers. That's all you need, is either a wrench or a deep weld and a ratchet, and then a pair of pliers. That simple. We're gonna start off, of course, just taking this clamp loose, and then see if we can't pull that guy off on there without ripping that. You may not even need a socket and a ratchet. By the looks of that, it just spun like crazy. Alright. And so for those of y'all that don't know, the PCV valve, what it does is it takes the fumes, oil, pressure, whatever, anyway, the air out of here, out of your oil, and it recirculates it into the cylinders. That way, it burns all that excess gas, fumes, whatever from the oil. But when these go bad, it allows oil to bypass. So I've been going through oil like crazy recently. Now I'm gonna put my phone down for a minute and get that hose off. That way I don't rip it trying to do it with one hand. So hang on just a second. All right, so I guess it is a little more than finger tight. I got that hose off. Let's see here. Right, just going the wrong way, of course. It's not tight at all though. So be sure if y'all are doing this, do not over tight it. Honestly, probably just use these. I know, not the right tool for the job, but hang on, guys. But the socket is giant, and this thing's barely in there anyway. So give me just a second, and I'm just going to use these pliers and take this out. There we go, just like that. Now, I don't know if that guy's actually bad or not. I don't really know how to tell. You guys can see in there. And that one's all pretty and shiny, of course. Let's see if there's any oil down here. I can't tell. Well, I guess what we will do is I'm gonna put this guy back in here. And what I will do is, y'all check back with this video in a couple weeks or If you're watching this, you know, a couple weeks or a month or two after I posted it, just check the comments. I'm going to pin a comment that lets you guys know if this is the fix or not. Now I'm gonna put my phone down, tighten this up, put that hose back on, I'll be right back. All right, guys, so as you can see, got it put back together. Get the sun out of the shot. Do not over tighten that. It's just plastic. That's literally all it is. I snugged it with the socket there, and then like just barely held it like right here, and just to the point where it had a little resistance. And it's finger tied. It's not coming off. It's not going anywhere. And that's exactly how it was before. Like before I tried to pull the hose off with the pliers, it spun it. So be sure you do not over tighten it. Yeah. And the only thing I got left to do now is just to put my little cover back on, and I'm gonna check the oil and top it off. And like I said, I don't 100% know this is a fix. That part was like 20 bucks, a little shy of 20 bucks. So if that fixes it and it's not a blown head gasket, then awesome. And if it doesn't, then we know. And so for you guys that are watching in the future, check the comments. A couple weeks from now, I usually go through a quart in like 2 weeks. So I'm assuming that is because there's no obvious signs of an oil leak anywhere else. I mean, there's some on the top where I've spilled it and it's burned off, you know, but that's not an obvious leak. So I'm assuming that is the issue, but give it a couple weeks, check the pinned comments, and I'll say whether that fixed it or not. Because I mean, I'll know in a week or two if it's still burning oil, that wasn't the issue. But yeah, simple enough. Took me, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes tops, and that was walking and getting the tools and then recording the video too, which this video is probably gonna be more than 5 minutes because I like to ramble. But anyway, but yeah, guys, so keep an eye out for those comments. I'll let you know if that was what fixed it or not, and we will see you in the next one. Deuces.